Turn it up. Look, 100 years after 100 years, they done lied to us about this and that. Told us all we from Africa. I made fiction characters turn into facts. Heard your time and then it was not. Knowing goddamn well that trick was cap. My wife and I wrote a book about it. It's a book with knowledge, evidence, and fact. And my other book got them haters shook, cause it's helping mind people take a closer look at their backgrounds in the background, showing mind people where they supposed to look. Showing mind people where they get it from, where they hit it from, all sorts of angles. When it comes to this research, you must please first, don't trust strangers. Find out all of your own is what I highly recommend and suggest. And if you looking for uncensored content by me, I highly recommend you the best, which is my website at the link you see just across the screen. Don't let it miss you. I make it simple. I double down on that black and white. It's so official. Oh, see you, everyone. I'm gonna drop a bomb for y'all. Y'all been doing y'all thing, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man.
It's up.
So what we gonna be doing here, of course, I'm gonna continue on uploading my new content at the same time, and in between all of those uploads, you're gonna get highlights from my past live streams, the ones that were too long, the ones that were 2 hours or longer, okay? Because there was a lot of content there that people didn't get a chance to see, and I'm noticing people were asking me, hey, can you chop that down? You know, they don't got no time to be watching no 2-hour video, and I don't blame them, you know? So, I got you. I'm gonna break it down. So now certain people will say, hey, they'll watch the whole thing. And shout out to y'all that watch the whole thing. I appreciate that. But it's a lot of, you know, people got things to do. So I got you. I'm gonna break that stuff down. I'm gonna chop them up. So in between the new videos being uploaded, I'm gonna upload the highlights of the past live streams as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it, man.
It's up.
It's go time, Slim.
To me, when you say Africans, to me, when you say that, I think you speaking English. As me, as an African, when you say Africa, I know you speaking English. So first of all, Black Americans in US, whatever, okay? Seems like you are a little bit confused about Africa and other stuff.
Hold on. Listen. Black Americans, it seems like you're a little bit confused about Africa and other stuff.
So, Black Americans.
Talk to them.
In US, whatever, okay? Seems like you are a little bit confused about Africa and other stuff.
Real life.
Because when you say Africa, first of all, what you have to know that you speak in English.
You got to know that.
So if you have any question, the question will be like, what Africans we call
African. Woo! That's the question. Listen, the quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions you ask.
Set it on fire. Fire.
What Africans we call African? Let's go back.
The question will be like, what Africans we call Africa? Okay. Now, you know that Africa is not only one country, okay? Africa is many, many countries, okay? But every country have a name that they call Africa, every country, okay? Every country have the name that they call Africa, okay? Okay, for instance, what Ghana call Africa?
Now, this blew my mind, okay? This blew my mind when he told me what Ghana calls Africa. Hold on.
Every country have the name that they call Africa, okay? Okay, for instance, what Ghana call Africa? Ghana call Africa a Bibli.
Whoa.
Okay, for instance.
One more time.
What Ghana call Africa? Ghana call Africa a Bibli.
Ghana call Africa a bliblum. That's a bliblum. Sound anywhere close to Africa? Listen. It's over, man. And these Pan-Africans don't want to talk about this stuff. They don't want to talk like this.
Ghana call Africa a Bibli.
A bliblum. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So right now, if you tell my mom, okay, my mom is old. If you tell my mom Africa, my mom don't know where Africa is.
Woo.
You don't know what is Africa. What is Africa?
His mom would know. His mom would not know. Y'all, come on, y'all. And you don't think that's an issue? And you over here in America talking about some Africa this, Africa that. And the people that we call Africans don't call Africa Africa, nor do they call themselves Africans. You can't debunk that. That's coming out of their own mouth. Like, come on, bruh. You can't debunk it. So let's go here. Let's go.
What is up, guys? It's African Reacts here, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that I saw on YouTube and other
the Pan-Africans, they got so mad at me because I put this out, but he was telling the truth. And it's, look, and they not the only one. You know how many Africans be begging to come on here to tell y'all what's up. And I'd be like, yo, just get on camera. Just tell it. Send it to me. I'll post it.
Here, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that I saw on YouTube and other platforms too, from this guy named Dane Calloway and other YouTubers too, but mainly from Dane Calloway. And I just wanted to give like an African side on it, or an African perspective, whatever you want to call it. And I actually agree with this guy on what he's talking about. And the main point is that Black Americans are actually indigenous or native to the Americas. I agree with this guy 100%, not like 100, but 100%. The points he actually make like too much sense. If you're Black American and you're still like hooked to Africa, then I don't know. I don't know what to say to you, but I wanted to just
he couldn't help himself.
An African side of it. So let's start. Like me, when I was like, I came here to like the US when I was 7 years old, right there. For me, I would say like when we came, I used to hear like stories about like the transatlantic slave trade, I think it's called. And I used to ask my parents, actually, I used to ask them, why don't Black Americans look like us? That's the first thing. So I do know I wasn't wrong when I was a child. I wasn't wrong. And the second point would have to be one that Dane himself made, like, where are all the ships and all the boats? Yeah, it's not a ship, it's boats. Those are any ships back then.
They didn't have ships back then.
Where are all the boats
that
we used? And the third point is, if you look at Africans, or not all Africans, but West Africa, you won't find like any stories that point to any like huge slave trade. If it actually happened,
Hold on. That's important.
But West Africa, you won't find.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's not a ship. It's boats. Those are any ships back then.
That's
Where
very
are
important.
all the boats that they used? And the third point is, if you look at Africans, or not all Africans, but West Africa, you won't find like any stories that point to any like huge slave trade. If it actually happened, there would have to be like stories. Like if you go ask your great grandparents, if you're African, then they would tell you about like white men like arriving on the beaches and kidnapping people, or forcing tribes to kidnap other tribes. But there's not really like stories everywhere about that, so that's another thing that makes it not valid. And fourth point would have to be, it is actually possible you guys are from the Americas. I'm with Dane 100%. It's not, some people view it as impossible, and I don't know why. But I am gonna actually show you guys at the end of the video on why it's possible. And the same thing was gonna happen to South Africa too, but
Listen, that's important. A nugget. Listen.
Show you guys at the end of the video on why it's possible. And the same thing was gonna happen to South Africa too, but it didn't happen all the way. So I am gonna show you guys why it's possible. And it's not like impossible. And I just wanted to say, before I show that, I wanted to say, like, why are Black Americans focused on Africans like so much? I don't get this thing, like wearing like tribal clothes, or dashikis, if you want to call them that. Like, it doesn't benefit your community. If you're a Black American, it doesn't benefit you. If I put myself in a Black American shoes, and let's say I believe I'm from Africa, still I would go with a Dane all the way and pretend because just saying you're from Africa won't benefit you. You're actually calling yourself a foreigner on the land you live on.
Listen, this is it. Listen, what are you doing?
Dane all the way and pretend because just saying you're from Africa won't benefit you.
And
you're actually calling yourself a foreigner on the land you live on.
Come on, y'all. You're actually calling yourself a foreigner on the land you live on. Do you see the point? I'm from Africa, y'all. I'm from Africa. And they gonna ship you to where? Oh, my family from, when you gonna start guessing? You ain't got no idea, do you? You don't have no idea. And like he said, if your parent, that's why they talking about, don't listen to you. They don't know what they talk about. Don't listen to the elders. The elders do know. Anybody that's telling you not to listen to your elders is suspect. Y'all want to call me an agent? Those people are the agents. Those people are the agents. If they sit up there saying that you shouldn't listen to your elders, they are your enemies. Direct hit. On target impact. And see, and all they doing, they mad now.
You wanna argue?
They want to argue, right?
I can't argue with you.
What's the point? What's the point of arguing? Huh?
You mad.
They mad now?
Look at you.
Huh?
You mad. You big mad.
Man, see, the whole point is, a lot of them know better. Some of them don't. They don't know any better. They just want to fit in with the crowd that they think is a high crowd. Like, it's a big crowd, and it's not. It's not. This out of Africa theory, or we came from Africa, or we're all Africans, is dying. Rest in peace. Nah. Rest in peace. It was a lie.
Set it on fire. 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 Fire.
Like, come on. And then you sit up there and hear, and he's not the only African, it's multiple Africans telling you that you are not, you know how many videos I got that I could play right now? Of multiple Africans telling you why. Why? And then you're gonna turn right around. What you gonna say? He not African? What you gonna say about him? Oh, he an agent? Just cause he's speaking up the truth? What you gonna call him? A whole bunch of names? You mad now? Huh? Come to find out, you ain't even know, did you?
You do not know a goddamn thing about Africa.
You ain't know. Well, you chose to ain't know. Acting like, and then you trying to make money off of our people with these lies. And it's the reason why some of them so-called Native Americans mad at me. It's the reason why some of them, not all of them, some of them, they mad at me because I'm telling the truth. I'm not the only one though, but I'm telling the truth. I don't have no reason to lie to you. For what? What am I going to get out of that? Tell me. Oh, he working for some agency. What agency? I put out my real name. Like, this is not a stage name. What agency I work for? Huh? Please tell me. Just because I'm telling the truth, you try to slander my name and all the rest of this stupidity, acting like children. No, stop telling our people's lies. Stop telling our people lies. We're done with that. Our people had enough. If you really about your people, you should stand with them and tell the truth. Stand up for truth. Don't be scared. I'm catching all of y'all with your pants down, and I don't swing that way. I can't be the only one doing this. Once again, I told you, I'm gonna tell it like how it is. You gonna tell it how it might be. I don't care how mad y'all get, how many videos y'all come up with. Oh, he this, he that. Oh, he tried to do this, y'all. And y'all trying to make up a little, so what, Ann? You not gonna debunk this truth. So that also means you can't debunk me.
Period.
You understand?
Period.
Because as soon as you say, oh, but I'm an African, it's like, nah, you lost. You lost. Oh, but we were named after the slave masters. But we came from Africa through the transatlantic slave trade. All that stuff gotta go now. All of it. The whole thing, because you can't prove nothing. Nothing. And that's not fair because these Africans the real Africans just laughing. They like stop it. You have an identity crisis. And that's what it is, real talk. And if you really want to know who you are, why can't you ask your own people? I mean, your own family. You gonna get on the internet and lie and say you did? Okay, so how come your grandmother, your grandfather not on camera? Your great aunts, great uncles, how come they not on camera? How come y'all not on camera all grouped up, going to go visit your family members in Africa right now? How come you're not sending back some money to your family members in Africa right? The real Africans doing that. Matter of fact, all foreigners that come here sending back money to their family in their motherlands. Right now. Right now. And the
government is paying them. They getting paid. And y'all want to hurry up ahead. Now, I'm not going to change the subject, but y'all trying to hurry up and talk about reparations like something about to change, right? And they done gave foreigner after foreigner after foreigner millions after millions after billions. But you still want to talk about stuff. Not try to get nothing done. When are you going to get tired of talking? Are y'all scared of sound? I'm talking about the ones that's out there. Yeah, I got a big platform, but how come 2 or 3 of us can't get together? You don't see the mission behind that? How come I'm not with 2 or 3 other big YouTubers right now and we going ham right now? How come that's not happening? Knowing I can't do it on my own, right? How come we can't, like 2 or 3 of us get together? How come that can't happen? Y'all got egos and they clash up with mine? Oh, I'm an alpha. If you gotta say that you're an alpha male, you're not an alpha male. How about that? How about that? That's just like saying if you gotta say you a murderer, you ain't a murderer. It's the same thing. If you gotta say that you gangster, you ain't a gangster. If you gotta say that you alpha male, you ain't alpha nothing. You all the way down. 0. Calling yourself an alpha male and you want to hang on to the Greek language, but yet you complaining about white supremacy. But yet you holding up all these Freemason societies. Yeah, we gonna get together. It's a group of us. We down. Yeah, we gonna do. No, you not. No, you not. Just like any other organization, you go follow suit with who in charge, and you go by their rules and regulations. You ain't out here doing nothing for real. Betraying our people for the money. But I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm not trying to hang with you clowns. It gotta be some real men, some real women. I'm talking about real warriors, real men, real women to step up that ain't scared. That's why I said it's only gonna take 13% of us to do it. We don't need everybody. 13%. You know that's their favorite number? And it's mine now. It's my favorite number. It's our favorite number. You want to lie, say that you are so-called majority and we only 13% of the world population. Only 13% of the US population. We only make 1% of the nation's wealth. You lying. We only make up 1%? Well, how come we the biggest consumers right now? So if we flip this on your head and go from consumer to owner, what's gonna happen? I'm telling you, hey, I'm not playing. If you for real, you can hit me on the background. You can, I'm talking about seriously. Like, don't play games just because you wanna have a conversation or let's chat. You talk about some truth and hey, we gotta get on this radio station. We gotta talk on this channel. No, we do not. We gotta get stuff done. I'm not worried about the hate. Let them hate, y'all. Y'all shouldn't be worried about it neither. You dang, this person talking about you. That person talking, let them talk about me. It's gonna, once again, make sure that you ban these people alarm clocks. Because everybody wakes up at different times. Just continue to be their alarm clock. It's going to hit them right on their head. They'll wake up, give them time. They'll come back around. Hopefully by that time, the 13% already set. Because I'm telling you, once they see it set, everybody else gonna follow suit. They're gonna hop on. Oh, wait, what? And we don't have to put this out in the open. We do not. None of our moves need to be known. In fact, moves is happening right now and people didn't even know. Yeah, it's about ownership. It's about acres. It's about land allotments. I see you, Miss VIP. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And hold each other accountable. We all be leaders. We can all be leaders in that sense.
And that and let's say I believe I'm from Africa, still I will I will go with the Dane all the way and pretend because just saying you're from Africa won't benefit you. You're actually calling yourself a foreigner on the land you live on. And I don't get this, like, if you're a Black American, like, all Black Americans are never, let me not say never, but are not gonna move to, like, let's say 90% of them are not gonna move to Africa. It will never happen. So might as well claim America. If you want to claim Africa and there's no way to change your mind, might as well just claim America. It doesn't make sense. If you claim Africa, you're gonna lose. And if you want to fight like for land, all of that, you're gonna lose. So if it was me in that shoes, I would just claim America. It doesn't matter. If you're Black American and you really, really, really like think you're from Africa, and the facts are there. If you watch the guy named Dane Calloway, so that's my perspective on it, or an African's perspective on it. If I was Black American, and I would go with Dane Calloway, even if I believed I was from Africa. It's a win-win. So I would not claim Africa. Even for me, you could say I'm an Americanized African. If I was gonna stay here, which I'm not, I'm just here to get my money. If I was gonna stay here and have kids,
he told the truth. He told the truth, didn't he? He just said he here to get his money, right?
Americanized African. If I was gonna stay here, which I'm not, I'm just here to get my money. If I was gonna stay here and have,
so he not staying here, right? Y'all heard that, right? And can you blame him? Because that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. They coming. That's any foreigner. That's just not Africans. That's any foreigner. They coming over here to get their money. All for you. All for you, by the way. The majority of them getting it all for you. I bet 90% of y'all boss is a foreigner. Think about it. This is the reason why I encourage you all to own your own businesses. It's time, y'all. We got to make the real changes.
Have kids, I would not like lead them to Africa all the way because they're gonna be here. My bloodline is gonna be here for the rest of the way, so I would just teach them about American stuff. I would not lead them to African stuff. So this is what I don't get. Like, why claim Africa? It won't benefit you in any way. Even if you're, I think they're called Pan-Africanist. I would just pretend to be Aboriginal. If you don't want to follow Dane Calloway, I would pretend to be Aboriginal because I think they're called Pan-Africanist. I would just pretend to be Aboriginal. If you don't want to follow Dane Calloway, I would pretend to be Aboriginal because a list, it can benefit you in some way. I think following Africa is not the...
I'm sorry. Oh, yo. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just saying. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is embarrassing.
Tend to be Aboriginal because a list called Pan-Africanist. Claim Africa, it won't benefit you in any way.
And he telling
Even
the truth.
if you're, I think they're called Pan-Africanist. I would just pretend to be Aboriginal. If you don't want to follow Dane Calloway, I would pretend to be Aboriginal because a list, it can benefit you in some way. I think following Africa is not the best decision if you're a Black American. It's just useless. If you ask me, it's useless. If I was to put myself in your shoes, it's useless, because 90% of you are never going to be in Africa, like never. The chances of that happening is so low. And I 100% believe that that's what happened, what Dane Calloway says, because even when you look at West Africa, there's not stories. Like, there had to be stories if this really happened, of like grandparents telling their kids, like, don't go down to the beach, or like white men, or
remember also the comedian Godfrey, when I was on with Lil Jamar Godfrey said the same thing. It would have been stories passed down, but those stories did not exist. Come on, y'all not putting two and two together? It's not hard, Pan-Africans. Y'all got to let this stuff go. This stuff is old now. It's been debunked. We got to move forward.
White people are going to kidnap you, or you're going to get kidnapped by other tribes. There had to be like many stories if this really happened. And the boat thing, there's no way you can fit hundreds, I don't know if it's hundreds or millions of people in a boat. They're all gonna die. That's not possible. So I do go with the Dane Calloway on what he's saying. But if you're Pan-African and after this video you still believe you're from Africa, then the best thing I would advise you to do is keep that in mind if you want to, but follow Dane Calloway on the Aboriginal stuff, because that's what's really going to benefit you. Africa is not going to benefit you. And this is coming from an African. If I put myself in your shoes, there's no way Africa is going to benefit you. Maybe as an individual if you wanted to move there, but as a people, no. If you want your people to follow Africa, I would say that's the wrong way to go. That's not the right way. And I am going to show you guys what it is a possibility here. It's not even like that, but it is a high chance that you're Aboriginal and you're not African. So let me show you guys. I'm going to give you an example on South Africa. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it is possible what Dane is saying. It's not like impossible. So here is South Africa. If you see where my cursor is at, here it is. And the white people there, if their plans succeeded and the native people down there didn't fight, they could have told them that the white people traveled from Europe and they were already there before them. They could have told them that. And then they could have told them their people originate from maybe Angola or Zambia, the upper countries. They could have just lied to them about that.
See there?
So that's the example I wanted to give. So I think that's what happened in North America. The Europeans came there and now they're lying and they brainwashed almost everyone, and they're telling everyone that Black Americans come from Africa, but they're really lying, and they are the native people or of the Americas. So that's my view on it. It almost happened to South Africa, but they fought back and their plan couldn't succeed. They could have just lied to all of them, all of the South Africans, and told them that their people didn't migrate down there. It was white people who migrated there first, so it's white people's land. I think that's what they could have told them if they succeeded with their plans, and everybody would be believing them now. if they did succeed. So I think that's what happened. And actually, Dane Calloway made a video on this.
Sure did.
So I do support him 100 on that. They could have just said that, and knowing Africans, they could have believed it. So I think that's what happened to Black Americans too.
Yep.
Even if you're a Pan-Africanist, if you're one of those type of like Black Americans that look at Black people like global, like all over the world as one people, I would say that if you look at that and like you want us to like focus on Africa, it doesn't really make sense. The right thing to do is focus on yourself.
Thank you.
Like if every Black person, let's say Black people from Jamaica, Haiti, and South America and the islands all moved to Africa, that would not be a good thing. It would not benefit Black people all over the world. So I would say it's a good thing that there's Black people everywhere, not just Africa. That's what I wanted to add on that. So I would say just focus on yourself, don't focus on Africa. And I am grateful that Black people are all over the world. It's not
right.
You don't have to be a fool to think or be sad that you didn't come from Africa. You should be happy. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if you get this, if you're a Black American, but you should be happy you're not from Africa. Even I am an African and I'm happy. That means that there's colored people all over the world. It's not like the slavery and we weren't already there. That means it's a good thing. Like, I am happy that Jamaicans are not from Africa. They were already there. It doesn't make sense if you want to get all sad or be mad that you're not from Africa. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah, and another example is the colored people in Papua New Guinea and even in Australia. If you search them up, if the white people could just, or the Asians could just invade them like heavily.
Notice he said Asians.
If they wanted to brainwash them, they could just brainwash them and tell them you come from Africa, and now they're not connected to their land. So I would say that focusing on Africa is just useless. You should focus on yourself and your homeland. Like, if right now they just teach, like, the people, you should search them up if you don't know them. They live in Papua New Guinea. Let's say they brainwash them and taught them that they come from Africa. And right now they will all be focusing on Africa and, oh, I want to take a trip, all of that. So it would not benefit them anyway, and that's the wrong move. Like, you should just say fuck it if you still believe you're from Africa with all the evidence that's there to tell you you're not. I would just say fuck it, you're now American. You're a Pan-Africanist that still believes in Africa. Like, this huge thing, I think, has been turned into like a religion or something like that. So what?
See, there we go. It turned into a religion. I told you.
You're a Pan-Africanist that still believes in Africa. Like, this huge thing, I think, has been turned into like a religion or something like that. So I would say stop focusing on Africa. If you're Pan-Africanist and after this video you still believe, or after you watch Dane Calloway, all of his videos, you still believe you're African, I would say fuck it, follow people like him, and it will benefit you instead of saying you're an African, which will not benefit you in any of the laws or if you wanted to gain something as a community. So I would say follow people like Dane, even if you believe you're from Africa, which there's huge evidence that says you're indigenous to the Americas.
I'm just here to make you think.